Welcome to another episode of the Sovereign Goddess Podcast, authentic conversations with modern medicine women and goddesspreneurs alike, inspiring you to build your queendom with grace. I'm your host, Sabrina Riccio, and I know it's been a minute since I've been around, but I've been on a deep soul journey this summer between buying my new house and traveling and teaching at Oregon Eclipse Gathering and being with myself for the first time, because the theme of this summer for me was abundance. That word came up so much. I saw it with my own eyes, and I'm choosing to live in that space with every opportunity and breath that I can. And to be in a state of abundance, like authentic, beautiful abundance, that means there are going to be some things that I've needed to change in my life that may have prevented me from living in that space of abundance up until now. You know, we have the doubts and the insecurities and the fears and the stories, all of that really culminates through lifetimes, through media, but and even just experience. But something that's been very strong for me since witnessing the eclipse was being aware of the words that I use to describe myself or to describe others or situations, or just being aware of my tongue, like being aware of my speech. I'm a double Mercury, right? Like my sun and my moon are both ruled by Mercury. So it's just, the Gemini is just like, can't shut up. And that's totally cool. I'm fine with that. Because my voice I'm here honoring my voice to really step up and say the things that a lot of people may not have the courage to say, or say what I'm feeling, or say what I'm experiencing, because that is my opportunity for me to embrace my full authentic self. And so this recording, I'm going to start doing smaller ones too, because I've been getting these like waves of inspiration, and it makes sense when I say it out loud. I feel like I'm better at communicating through voice than through paper, even though I do enjoy writing. But the thing that I really wanted to share today is being aware of the words that we use when we describe ourselves as the spiritual beings we are on this planet. So something for me that I am getting out of my vocabulary is I want to stop calling myself a warrior. I don't want to feel like I need to keep fighting. Like the word war is literally the root of that word. And working on moving into a 5D unified consciousness, the Christ consciousness, and recognizing that duality is like duality. There is always light and dark and light. There are things that are coming up for me that I am choosing to align to. And Einstein really said it best. He said, we can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. And to me, it's like we can't solve problems if we're still focusing on the root of that issue, and like the warrior is to imply that there is still war to be had. And I'm at this realization because I have seen how up until now I have been at war with myself for lifetimes and for generations, to either like feel like I need to please others, the martyr essentially, like sacrificing my own needs for everyone else's needs first, like making sure that I'm here to make sure that my cup is full and that it can flow over. I mean, that is why I took this sabbatical essentially for, I say 3 years, but when I think about it, it's really been 4 or 5, because I've been playing small and I know I can go out there and do more. And God is showing me like, you're here to do big work. And the thing is that you need to stop feeling like to do big work that you're going to have to fight and attack and struggle, because we can also recognize that it can come with ease and grace, right? It can come with ease and grace when we find ourselves in alignment with our truth and living our truth and speaking our truth. while I appreciate the struggle, because the struggle has allowed the tenacity and the grit and the strength that I have to be who I am today, I know for me, I have been a warrior and I have been fighting for lifetimes. I keep seeing it. I had the clarity after the eclipse, going back to my priestess lineage, of like, I've been told how to love, who to love, what love should look like. I've had to tone down my light to make other people feel comfortable, because they're afraid to just tap into their fullest and truest expression. So there are things like this that have been really coming through my head, and in my meditation and in my dreams and just overall interaction with life lately. I've gotten to this point now where I recognize that my body is here on this journey, and that I am infinite. Like, I am infinite supply. Like, this is just my body's journey, and I want my body to be able to enjoy this journey. So I refuse to allow myself to get to that spaces of like extreme stress and do the things or have the things that really are tolling on the body. Like, it's not gonna do me any good, and it's not gonna do any good for the world, because this is the time for me to step up. And this is the time for all of us to really step up and align to our truth, our innate wisdom, who we are, our being. This is our opportunity, and this is our time. I feel that this is more of that feminine energy that's really coming through, and being able to witness the sun and the moon make love with the eclipse, where the moon was able to have her time. She was there, and she was radiating the light around her at that moment. And I know a lot of my girlfriends started their moons right when the moon hit. And for me, I was listening to Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. It was just playing next to me when I was at Oregon Eclipse. So I was like, yeah, this is definitely where I parked my car. So that was pretty profound for me. And I feel like since then, I've been kind of taking my time, like resurfacing and getting back. I was extremely sick for like over a week when I got back from Oregon, just so my body can chill out, because it was being upgraded to meet up to my soul. And then I had weddings, and I went to Bhakti Fest, and that was, as much as I appreciated it, really was hard for me to see Bhakti Fest with the amount of trash and the lack of sustainability. But I'm going to do a whole episode about my festival season coming up, and my festival season like really starting in February in Costa Rica. So it's been like 7 months of going to festivals. So that too has also been part of my sabbatical. For me, that was my opportunity to fill up my cup. And this is the first time I really feel in this lifetime that I feel really aligned. I had great things happen in the past for sure, super grateful, but this is where I feel it in at the core of my being. Like, I am on to really serve light, serve compassion, serve God, share that, and to help people recognize and awaken that within themselves, and to just really honor life as this beautiful sacred journey and this sacred ceremony that we get to experience. And we can make every moment, every breath a prayer. We can make every moment and every breath intentional. We can make every moment and every breath in accordance under the laws of love and pure potentiality. And the laws of the universe are always available to us. We remember our abundance and our truth and our innate sense of being of who we are, and to allow our bodies to be able to experience that too on a regular basis. We've been tapped into a space where there's such a heightened sense of consciousness that is prevalent right now. Every person I've talked to that has started their own business, or someone that I really look up to, I should say, who, are doing their thing, they've all been saying 5 years, 5 years, 5 years. And every time I hear that, I just get so happy because that's been 5 years for me as well. Like since 2012, it's just been really going, perseverance, like keeping my eyes on my intention and staying focused, and to just really know and recognize the truth that all of this is perfect. All of this is perfect. All of this is exactly how it should be. It's been really empowering for me because when I was living in San Diego last, before my grandmother was ill and before I went to John of God, I was living there and near Encinitas in Del Mar. And I moved in, I sublet from one of the girls who I did my Kundalini yoga teacher training with in Encinitas. And there was no TV in the house. And just that shift for the 4 months that I was there was very clear. And it was a great opportunity for me to really be with myself and find comfort being with myself. Like I use my entertainment now when I'm, in the lull or slowing down, is either music or reading, or I pull cards, or I do yoga, or I fix up my house, or I write. Like I'm doing things other than using the screen in front of me. And in my new home, I don't have a TV. And it's really funny because I've said like I won't get a TV. So then this is not a sponsored post, but I'm just still going to say it because I will one day have it, but it's not a top priority right now. The new Samsung TV is like in a wood frame and it looks like a painting when it's not turned on. And that to me is like cool. Like at least it shows that. But again, it's been kind of nice not having a TV again. Like, I keep up through social media and sometimes my computer, but I took a month off essentially from my computer. Like this is probably the third time I've sat in front of my computer since in the past month, and I'm totally okay with that. Traveling around and going to Mount Shasta was an opportunity for me to really disconnect. Like even at festivals, I don't use my phone really, and there was no service anyway, so go figure. But I really believe in the power of disconnecting from technology and to really reconnect with nature, because the summer nature really cured and healed me in so many ways. I was able to go back to that primal sense of being and that primal sense of self right at the core of who I am. Camping outside and having a baptism in Castle Lake in Mount Shasta. Being around the root chakra of the world, this vortex, to really help ground me and center me and really help me navigate through the time and space that I'm here to do. So it's been a really beautiful summer. I had 2 weddings. 2 of my girlfriends had babies. I know one of the last episodes I called this a summer of change, and it has been. There's been a lot of change, but it's been such beautiful change as I've found myself in alignment with my soul's truth. It was really fun to bring Adi Shakti, my Subaru, like drive her to Oregon. Like it was a 3-day trek with myself and 2 of my sisters, and oh my God, just the 3 of us together. It was like straight up hocus pocus shit. It was so good. And it was really nice when you allow yourself to be in that space of surrender too, and you allow yourself to be in that state of the flow. You recognize the abundance that comes to you. I think that's why people love Burning Man so much, because of that immediacy. And like the slogan is like the playa provides. Like you will always get what you need. And so coming back into this default world where, there's a lot of the mind control and the manipulation and the war and the poverty and all of the really heavy stuff that has been carried on for generations during the Industrial Revolution, and even just the history of this country, and the separation from nature, like all of these things are coming up to be transmuted and healed. And I posted earlier last week on Instagram story, I was really upset when I went to go get coffee. And I saw this bumper sticker. It said resist with like a rainbow flag on it. And it really irked me. Like the rainbow represents all of the colors of light, right? And this is the way that as I'm saying this right now, healing that sticker. But what happened is we cannot keep saying resist, because spirituality 101, right? Whatever you resist persists. And so with the things that are going on in our governments and in politics or whatever, we cannot resist. We have to go back to that Einstein quote that says we can't solve any problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. Like, we are in these problems because of greed and the lack, more so the lack, And when you're resisting what is happening, you are believing that there is a lack of love and light that is happening behind the scenes. Like, all of this is coming up. It's really fucking tough to see, for sure. Like, the devastation that's going on with these hurricanes and these fires and earthquakes, and it's terrible, for sure. My heart is hurting for those who have become like a target of that. I am praying so much for you guys. It's heavy. And if you have a loved one that, that is there, like, I pray for you too. And, this is Mother Gaia pissed. Like, I just, after being with all of the natives over at Oregon Eclipse, there was a whole area of all the ancestors. And I even partook in a hape ceremony, which is like a tobacco snuff that they do in Brazil. It's from Brazil, and it's a way to really clear and decalcify the pineal gland and just open it up. And one of my girlfriends, she facilitated that ceremony for me the day before the eclipse, and it was really clearing for me to be able to get that out of my perspective of life, is like the idea that we need to have this like fight all the time. Like, oh God, are we all tired of fighting? And it was really, it really came through when the day after the eclipse, when we were in Shasta, I was wearing my John Lennon and Yoko Ono shirt that I got in Thailand that said like, war is over if you want it. And I mean, I definitely feel like I lived during that time and worked with them for sure. And I want war to be over. I choose to have war to be over. I'm done fighting with myself. And that's the first thing, right? The inner is creating the outer. So when you find that you are done fighting with yourself on who you are, on playing small, on not being enough, on meeting up to everyone else's expectations, being the martyr, when you allow yourself to be done with that and to choose again, you stop that inner war with yourself and you allow yourself to align to the abundance and the grace and the ease and the prosperity and the love and light and protection and all of these beautiful joy, bliss, all of these things that are vibrating around us that we just need to become a vibrational match to. Those are things that are always available for us. There's always an infinite supply of those. And so when we allow ourselves to go to that space and we allow ourselves to be there, then we can see that the wars and the devastation to the planet and to humanity and things like that can be healed. The thing is that this has been my focus for the past 5 years. I'm saying it now. When I was going through my really difficult LSD experience and going through that whole unfolding of events, the unfoldment of my life, of being struck by lightning and being able to make change, my intention was to be able to heal all of these forms and barriers of society that have been ingrained and taught to us for centuries. I see like an African American person, and I can see the ancestral pain they continue to carry with them while they too feel separate. And I send my prayers and my blessings when I see a transgendered person. I feel them as that they feeling that they feel like their soul is not in the right body, but being able to fully express and share who they are. I pray for them and I lift them up. When there are, various religious groups being attacked, even the tough ones, I think this whole summer, especially, I've been working a lot with Queen Isis, and she's been coming up for a lot of people because she wants her name to be healed. She wants her name to be honored with deep reverence, because the Egyptian era was before the Christ era of Jesus and the Christians and all of that, and growing up Christian, Catholic, and I'm seeing still my deep connection with Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary, who I've always been so connected to, and recognizing that the priestesshood of being with them for, with Queen Isis and so many other beautiful ascendant masters. Like I see it, I feel it, I know it. And so going back to that is my core as to how I navigate through this time and space here and now. I know I am always protected because I choose to take the time every day to have my armor of protection on. And that protection is nothing really intense. It's more so a protection of light to help people or situations remember that as light, they too are that, right? Yogi Bhajan says, recognize the other person is you. You could be that other person, right? For that person that's coming at you. And you being the other person of being light, of being full and happy and bliss, you give permission for more people to get out of their pain, out of their misery, out of all of that, and know that they have the possibility, and they're more than willing to go out there and live their life. They have permission. And so I'm just feeling so much peace within me. I feel so much peace within me, knowing that the things that are happening in the world outside of me are all due to the way I used to think, or my past conditioning, or what I was taught was quote unquote right or wrong, or the way that quote unquote I need to live my life in order to be saved, when I am safe always, when I am in true communion and true union with the core of my being, which is God, which is light, which is love, compassion. That is who I am. That is who you are. That is who we all are at our core and at our truth. The issue is that there is so much trauma and pain that people have, their auras have holes in it, right? This is why we practice Kundalini Yoga. At least I practice Kundalini Yoga. You do you, but this is why I practice Kundalini Yoga. Our aura has had holes in it, and when the holes come in, that's when the heavy energies can penetrate. That's why it's so important to cultivate daily practice. And now I'm offering, it came through to me that I have to offer and help people come up with their daily practices, and it's called Stay Woke. I want people, and I'm here to help people stay woke. Like, we cannot go back to sleep, because this is why we came on this planet. We came on this planet to enjoy it, not to keep fighting and to keep going at it. And I know my soul is tired, and with my soul being tired, I'm ready. I invite more play, more love, more laughter, more abundance, more opportunities, more travel, more exploration, more connection. The opposite of addiction is connection. And as a society, we are addicted to war. We are addicted to pain. We are addicted to trauma. It's just really fitting, as I think a lot of this has been really on my heart. 16 years ago yesterday was 9/11, and I was, I was like a 12 years old. What? 12 years old? Yeah, I was 12 years old, like child, like going through puberty, like straight up becoming a woman and seeing this war, and have seen war for 16 years and we're over it. It's done. Like, it doesn't need to happen. There are way too many lives that have been lost for ridiculous, erroneous reasons. Not just in this country, but also in the Middle East and around the world. The idea of this terrorism and this attack and all these things to have power over, come on. But at the same time, we are always doing that too. How? With ourselves. We are choosing the egoic thought, that force of separation, thinking that it has more power over us, and having that force come in and try to control our happiness, our health, our vitality, the core of who we are. Like these inalienable rights that we have as human beings on this short time on this planet. We have and we must choose to be in alignment with our destiny, with our soul's purpose, with God. Allow God to take the lead and to be the co-captain of your life. Allow love to be that force. It's a vibration that is real. It is a vibration that is high. It is a vibration that is contagious. It makes us healthy. It makes us happy. It makes us holy. It makes us whole. And it helps bring peace and tranquility and balance to the planet. Because she has been hit for so long. And that is why she is acting out, so people can pay attention to her. I've been really wanting to talk and do an episode coming back from Oregon, but I needed the time for me to integrate it myself and for me to honor it. And literally just started eating lunch and was like, I need to jump on the mic because something is coming through right now. And I have to trust that intuition and honor what arises, because I am here to be a conduit for God. I'm here to live on a cellular level. And I'm here to help people find that within themselves and to help people align to that. So that has been what has been on my heart the past month. And I have no idea what is about to unfold, but I have faith and I'm excited. And what I do know is that as long as I keep myself focused on how I can be here to serve God, to serve love, to be an assistance to my brothers and sisters, I am here to show up. I am showing up. I am finally out of the fucking fog, and it feels so good. It feels so good. It's been foreign, but it feels so good. And now I really feel as though I have embodied my soul in this body, and I understand. I have respect for my warrior past and my warrior history, and that wisdom I've learned from lifetimes, but I'm ready to live in a space of harmony and peace and joy, and to recognize that when issues arise, to just love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I just wanted to say thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys keeping up with me and listening to what I have to say and supporting me. I would love your support. If you can visit shamanessagadessa.guru. And if you love these podcasts, if you can send your comments and allow more people to find these teachings and the wisdom, because I feel on fire right now. And part of that fire is to just really be vulnerable and go out there and share the intuition and the intuitive touch that comes through from God as I allow myself and invite myself to be this pure channel of white divine light, to allow people to recognize that light within themselves, to honor every moment for what it is, and to stay in alignment with my soul's truth, to be in that Sat Nam. Truth is my identity. Truth is all of our identity. So allow yourself to go back to the truth of who you are, what really fuels you, what really inspires you, what really perks you up. Go to those things. Go, like, really, and if you are afraid of it, breathe into it and honor it, and see why you've been afraid to show yourself from that long. And I just want you to smother that woman or that man. I want you to smother them and just give them that compassion and that empathy. Like, be the big bear and hold them in your arms. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your love and support. I look forward to seeing some of you show up, and either as a mentee. I'm here to mentor you. I'm here to hold space for you. I have projects coming up that I am facing that I've been holding back on for a long time. But again, this is the time for us to step up, to be the leaders, to be the light, to honor and hone in on our gifts, to appreciate one another, to help one another, to offer compassion and empathy, and see one another. Thank you so much. If you love this episode, please let me know. Send me an email, show notes, comments, reviews, share with your friends, post it up. Do whatever you feel to do. But thank you. I hope you have a beautiful day. I'm super stoked. I'm going to get back on the mic a lot because I just enjoy talking. It's my thing. Oh, weirdo. Just kidding. I love you. I love myself. I love my body. I love my weirdness. But have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon. And get ready. There are some really powerful episodes of the podcast coming up. I'm so excited to be sharing with you all. And if you want to hear anyone on the podcast, please also feel free to reach out, because I want to have like more super rad people on here. But anyways, I love you so much, and have a beautiful rest of your day. Stay sovereign, stay real, stay authentic. Sat Nam.